Good morning, Aquarius Moon Tarot family. It's Craft and Conjure, but I'm gonna change it up. So we're gonna go with the Cosmic Star Sage. That came out of nowhere a couple days back. So this is going to be a love reading, going to your sun, your moon, and your rising, and all that ooey gooey goodness. If you'd like to book me, all that information can be found in the description box below, and tips and donations are always welcomed and honored, and they will be found in the description box below. So let's get into it. We are working with a nice vibrational energy of 5. I'm not going to go into it, so you know your homework. Go do your homework. Oh boy, as we like to say in the cosmic sage world, wham bam thank you ma'ams ain't always a good thing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that those feel good feelings, that passion, so forth and so on, can really, really, really be good. So you're going to want to avoid this Knight of Wands. Sorry. And I see why the Knight of Pentacles popped into my brain, but we're going to jump into it. Well, when it comes to love, the Knight of Wands, he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He's just kind of a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let me come on in and put it down. And as fast as he or she came in, is as fast or he or she shall leave. Now, when we think about love, we want something that is deeper than just passion. Though passion is good, you want to be able to anchor everything in to a physical fulfillment. Hence, the Knight of Pentacles, which is not on the board. But what I'm hearing is that when it comes to love, Taurus, or an earthly energy, he takes his time. She takes her time to manifest something beautiful, something sacred, something loving, something set in stone. Passion is always a good thing, but passion, all that can kind of die out. You know how our chemicals go. We have a great time, and then when it's over, we're just kind of sitting there like, well, that was fun, but now that all the stuff has been done, I don't really feel much of a earthly, vibrant connection. So, if someone comes in trying to woo you, whether it is an ex or an energy or a person, that's great. I'm not saying you can't have some fun. What I'm saying is that anything worth it is not going to be found in that Knight of Wands. It's going to be found in a more pentacle flow, in a more patience, in a more slow and steady wins the race. But the angels of love are on your side. But also, there's nothing wrong with fun, but don't let your passions, your fiery nature to engage in such things as that venture with that person. Oh, it feels good. Oh, does it ever? She be smelling so good. He be smelling so good. That BDE be putting y'all on point. And that ooey gooey mac and cheese be having us fellas like, oh yeah. But after it's all done, we're just kind of laying in the bed like, well, that was fun. Meanwhile, the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups is just like, it takes a little time, and you gotta combine us all. So understand that when it comes to building real love, something that you can take and flourish and grow and constantly cycle into something new. That long haul, not the, you know, damsel in distress or the Disney fairy tale, because that's not real love. That's feel good stuff, and love does feel good, but sometimes love doesn't feel good. So you want to get into that happy balance, right? Look for the grounding, more stable. What I'm basically hearing is real love takes real time. But have a little fun if you want to. I'm not knocking you. Oh, look who done popped up. The King of Pentacles. This is a gentleman or a lady. Also, side note, 555. That just popped up on the timer. So y'all go ahead and look into that if it resonates. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it just came from the cell phone. Time will tell. This Knight of Pentacles energy is a very Venusian energy, a very set in stone energy, a very I worked hard. Sorry, the king. Sorry, we on to the king. The knights and the king. I got all the cards popping in my head, so let me go ahead and clear that up. The Knight of Pentacles takes his time, but he becomes the king. You do not become the king of love by embracing the Knight of Wands. You got to take time. You got to get to know each other. So if there is someone in your corner, I'm not saying that the person that makes you feel like $1 million is or isn't for you. What I'm saying is, will that millions of dollars be there in the morning? Or will it go away after the fun? Focus on the grounded, set in stone energy. Hard work pays off. Love takes time. But I do see that you will have to go through those people, whether male or female, woman or man, that says, my passion is love. I love hard. Well, that's great. You can have a passionate shebang all you want, but if it doesn't have anything you can build with, if you don't see yourself being able to grow old together, to be able to work through these things, ask yourself this question: is that energy really worth it? So yeah, sometimes you got to go through the Knight of Wands energy, but you're trying to get towards the Knight of Pentacles, which is set in stone. I'm not saying that the Knight of Wands don't have no passion to him, because he does, but he's kind of in and out. Wham, bam, and thank you. And that's not real love now, is it? Understand, my Aqua family. 7 vibrational frequency for you. That to love, you have to lower your boundaries. To love, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be honest. You have to be open. And you have to ask yourself, is that something that you're willing to give? We all want that vulnerable, ooey gooey happiness, that ooh-wee love. But if we ain't where we need to be, and we don't understand where it's going, it can fizzle out like the Knight of Wands. Love is on the way, I'm hearing that. But also, as we go into this age of Aquarius, true love is going to come forth. And the fairy tales, I repeat, the fairy tales, I repeat, the fairy tales will fade away. Those fairy tales make everybody feel good. Hell, I done climbed the hair to Rapunzel about 1 billion times myself. And I found out that after all those feelings have felt, I was just like, man, well, that was fun, but we ain't go nowhere. We just had passion. We didn't have depth. We didn't have balance. We didn't have grounding. We didn't have the conversations. We didn't have the understanding to work through those passionate flows and say, hey, you know what? I really don't like that about you, but I love you. You know what? That ticked me off, and the passion is gone, but I love you. See where I'm going with this? Love takes time to cultivate. It's like a flower, and love can grow through concrete. So if you feel that you need to have a little bit of healing in your life, then by all means, please engage in that healing. Engage in that ugly cry. Engage in that timeline correction. Engage in having a chat with your twin flame if you do that. Not everybody's meant to be with that person. Just being real. Love isn't always what you want. It's what you need. And also, my Aqua family, if you cannot come forth and bare your very soul in front of a person that says, I want to love you, and if they cannot accept all those past, present, and future wounds, those stories, those traumas, everything that you have that comes with you, if they can't accept that, then they ain't the one for you. But also, you got to make sure you're good with yourself. So, I am saying that love is on the horizon, but make sure you don't fall victim to that passionate, fiery wham bam thank you. And make sure that you bare your soul, because love is about bearing your soul. It's about being vulnerable. Anybody can get butt naked, but how many people can get spiritually, emotionally, and mentally butt naked? You see where I'm going with it? Healing is very important when it comes to the matters of the heart. Because if your heart is not healed, if your anahata is not where it needs to be, if that flower is not flourishing and growing in that garden, then how can you even project that to the world? If you're not healed up inside, how can you engage in pure, raw, beautiful, ugly at times, but truthful love? Just because it was on the bottom of the deck, the lovers. To be in love is to bear yourself to your person. To be in love is to sometimes simply let go and say, I don't know how we're going to make it, but we're not going to throw each other out when it gets bad. We're not going to drain the tub and move on. You're tired of me? Well, go to sleep, wake up, and I'll see you in the morning. Because love, anything worth building, does take time. Patience is a virtue. There's some healing that you have to do, ladies. There's some healing that you have to do, gentlemen. And I'm hearing to my gentlemen, a big part of that healing will actually be opening up your heart and allowing what you need to come in. Don't worry about what the world thinks of that person. Does that person light your fire? Does that person bubble your water? Does that person till your garden? Does that person keep your mind clear? Is that person with you? Well, if you say no to those, then that ain't that person. Because real love is going to stick it out. Real love is going to go through it. Real love is going to say, I accept you for who you are and all your ugliness, all your desperation, all your fears, all your trauma, all your past mistakes that you are so scared to tell me because you feel that I might look at you and say, what the hell were you doing? I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be with you. You messed up 30 years ago. How dare you mess up 30 years ago? Why am I tapping into 30 years ago? It ain't about 30 years ago. I didn't even know you 30 years ago. That's the past, and you've learned from that. But sometimes you still have those things that rise on up. And how can I even love you if I can't even embrace what you went through 30 years ago? It's kind of like this. If you was a player or a playette and you broke somebody's heart, and that person came on out the woodwork and said, yeah, they broke my heart on our prom night or our homecoming dance. And that person says, well, I don't want to be with you because you rolled out and da. Then let them leave. Because that's not real love. That's the past. When love comes into your life, love comes in with understanding. Now, it doesn't mean you get to keep acting like you used to 30 years ago or when you were 16, 17, 18, and 19. It doesn't mean that. No. No. What it does mean is this. You are not what you were then. You are what you are now. And baby boy, baby girl, if the person coming into your life or the person that wants to be in your life can't accept that past and understand that you have grown from it, then you better tell them to pack their gear. They ain't got to get home, but they got to get the hell on out of here. They ain't got to go home. Wow, listen to me, y'all. They don't have to go home, but they got to get the hell on up out of your house because you got to be up at 5 in the morning to go to work so you can continue to build your empire. So when your empire is ready, you can say, hey, you over there, you looking kind of saucy. You looking kind of fancy. I got an empire over here, and I still got some stuff I'm working on, and so do you, but I see you. I acknowledge you. I welcome you in. I apologize to you for things that happened to the past. I had nothing to do with that, but I'm just saying I'm sorry because something that I said to you yesterday or the day before that or something that I might say 10 days down the road might trigger something within inside your soul. But that doesn't mean that I'm the one that did that to you. It just means that you see a little bit inside of me that's from the past, but that doesn't mean that I am that person. I make mistakes too. I bump my head as well. But if you stick with me, if you really stick with me, I will give you the purest, rawest, uncontrollable, yet very controlled, so undivine, yet very divine, so sensual, so lustful, so perfect, so everything that you want, lovers. But also, you got to use your brain. The universe is telling you that, hey, sometimes you got to think with your brain. My gentleman, listen to me right now. She might look gooder than a biscuit on a Triscuit. She might look all good with that gravy and that cheese and that bacon and that ham. But where's your cholesterol at? Meanwhile, that croissant over there might not taste as good, but it's got all the vitamins and minerals. And sometimes that croissant says, let's go have us a greasy bacon sandwich with cheddar cheese. But we can't do it all the time, baby. Use your brain. Gentlemen, think with your brain. Do not allow the passionate moment to dictate what you will do. Down. That is not love. Sometimes love takes thought. You have to sit back and say, you know what? That looks good over there. But is she really worth it? Or is that one over there that's working hard, that doesn't have the perfect booty? Maybe she got a couple split ends. Maybe her edges ain't right. Maybe her toe is a little to the left. But she's there for you every day. She even makes your pancakes in your name. She even made your own little special waffles out of an ingredients that you like. She added a little bit of Sprite or ginger ale. She spent that extra time putting some bananas in that junk. She came on upstairs, and she might not have the most money. She might not be the richest. She might not be the baddest. But who do you lay with at night? Who helps heal those wounds? The baddest or the one that's going to become the baddest? Yeah, so he ain't got that BMW M5. He's got a Honda Civic with a hoopty wheel and duct tape. Yeah, so that dude is looking at you like, come on, shawty, don't waste your time with that dude over there. Ain't no need for you to get in that Honda Civic. I got the STS. I got the Impala. I got the Escalade. I got the Hummer. But guess what? I have no substance. I have nothing outside of that to offer you. I'm pretty as a picture on the outside, but I am barren and empty on the inside. And I am so focused on building my external that I have no time to really build anything internal. Because I think that love comes from material objects. I think that love comes from how much money I have. Money is a good thing, but if you see the brother that doesn't have no money, we're going to talk about him in a moment. Don't look him over. But sometimes the dude with all that money in his pocket, check his cell phone. Ask him to look at the contacts. And you gonna see that there's a bunch of girls in there from A to Z. Now that guy might just have a flip phone, a prepaid, and some Payless shoes. But he will give you half his sandwich. He will give you half his heart. He will say, just let me be that place for you to rest. Oh, those traumas, those pains, those fears, those sadnesses, those stretch marks. Oh, what you talking about? Your booby ain't the same size as the other booby? What's going on? Oh, man, please. So your socks don't match your bra. We don't care about that over here. But I will love you until your hair turns gray. I will love you if you blow up in a car accident. I will love you no matter what. I will love you after you've gone from 105 pounds gymnastics into 185 pounds. I done had a baby. But guess what? So what? You might not have a little bikini body no more. But every single time he looks at you, when you are feeding that child, he says, that's us. That's us. That's us. So think it through. You know, love sometimes takes a little bit of introspection. You know, there's a classic saying that I tell my younger gentlemen that when they see that beautiful girl in the club or the bar, before you go to the bar, pop one off and then tell me how you feel. Because sometimes them chemicals kick in. Sometimes you have to sit back and go within self and say, you know what? What is it that drives my heart? What is always green and gold ain't always good for you. And sometimes introspection from the past, because I do hear that maybe a few of you from the past have fallen short to the glittery golden green farm. We've all been there, don't worry, we all go there. We all have those days where we say, ooh, eye candy. And then we just be all over there and we back over here all messed up in the head like, oh man, I should have listened to my higher self and my shadow self. The shadow self like, yeah, you had fun. But the higher self like, bruh, sit down. That person had a blast, but look at them. That person that they had a blast with is now having a blast with 13 others. And they missed that one person because that person said, I can't come out tonight. I got to study for the bar exam. Or I have to study for that doctorate degree. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not the flyest thing on the block, but I'm here every day. I'm here every morning. Oh, you lost your tooth? I don't care. Oh, you 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 got a diagnosis from the doctor? I'm here. You about to go blind? I'm here. Oh, damn, you just lost that 20 grand. I told you not to invest in that stock market, baby. But you did. But it's okay. I'm gonna giggle at you because you didn't listen. And now you're listening. But I'm here. See where I'm going with that? In final, I say this. You can create your whole world. The whole world is in your hands. Two of Wands. The world is your oyster. Not everything out there is for you. Sometimes you have to step away from everything that people might tell you. Look within the bellow of your soul and ask your very being to bring forth who it is that I need in my life. Who is going to make me feel good? Who's going to carry my children? Who's going to provide that seed? Who's going to allow me to carry our children? Who's going to stick it out with me? Can I walk past this person in the morning when they in the bathroom doing a number 2? When we all done had some po' boy sandwiches, and we all know the bathroom don't smell too good, but I love them though. That's my baby. You could have replaced the toilet paper and you could have put the seat down, but you my baby and I love you. So the moral of the story is, it's not always about passion. Sometimes you have to think before you leap. And sometimes you have to look within self. You have to say to self, what's good for my heart and my soul? Not what the world thinks of me. I can build my world by myself. I can take action by myself. And I'm going to take action because we all got to survive. Unless you a conjoined twin, you got to get out there and get that money. You got to shine. But understand this. Sometimes love, real love that's going to hold you down when the worst of the worst is there, it ain't always the prettiest or the most handsome. They might not have all their teeth. They might not even have the biggest BDE on the planet or the bushy gushy mac and cheese. But they are there for you. So if you know that person in your life, let that person in. I think that a few of you do know. It's that person that stood by you when you made those mistakes. Or it's that person that stands by you while you're making those mistakes. It's that person that just says, pick me. You done yet? You learned? Has you broke your heart enough? Has she broken you in pieces and pieces yet? Has she stabbed you? Has she eviscerated you enough? I'm right here. I don't have what she has. I don't have the most perfect skin. I don't have the beach body. But I have something that they don't have. Loyalty, honor, trust, respect, divine connection. That is your reading. Hopefully this resonates in some way, shape, manner, or form. If so, please like, share, and subscribe, and join the Craft and Conjure Cosmic Star Sage family. Peace.